So, you just started playing Fiora and you want to know more about her mechanics and combos. Or you're playing her for a while and want to get better. Well, in that case, this video is made for you. I will go from the Fiora basics to her hardest combos, tips and tricks, interactions and everything you need to know for playing the champ on a decent level. For the context, I'm a high elo Fiora player from EU, can't really say the best cause that spot is already taken by Mr. Potent, but yeah, let's just say one of the best. I've gotten to EU and E Challenger, which is equivalent to EU West Master 500 LP, and I know that because I got stuck there. But regardless, I'm in Fiora since Season 7 and I want to share with you everything I learned these past few years. Now, before we begin, I just want to say that the only two skins you're allowed to use are Soaring Sword Fiora, cause she's the only one that walks normally pre-boots and after boots, unlike her other skins, and Headmistress Fiora because... Anyways, in the first part I'm gonna talk about Fiora's kit, so if you're already familiar with Fiora's abilities and everything they do, you can skip this part. Okay, so let's start with fundamentals and basics. Your passive are the vitals that spawn on your opponent, and when you proc them, you heal, gain movement speed for a short time, and deal percentage of maximum HP of your opponent as true damage, which scales off your bonus AD. You can proc them with auto attacks, abilities and items, which is important to remember. Your Q is a short distance dash, which counts as an auto attack and can be used to proc vitals. It can also hit towers, wards, or any champion made things like Eloy Tentacles, Kalista W, Jinx Trap and so on, except for some reason GP's Barrel. Only Riot knows why, I guess. It prioritizes champs over towers, so don't try to hit tower if the enemy is next to you. You can also dash over some walls, which I'm gonna cover up later in the video, which ones are dashable and not dashable through. After that, your W is the most important ability of your kit, and also one of the strongest abilities in the game level 2. You prevent all damage and CC that hit you for 0.75 seconds, and in the end of the cast, you fire a skill shot. If you hit an enemy with it, you slow them and their attack speed. Additionally, if you block any hard CC during the cast, you stun the enemy you hit. You are really vulnerable if you have it on cooldown, so be careful about that. Also, you can try to parry your father's belt, but I can't guarantee it's gonna work. Next up, your E is an auto attack reset, which slows the enemy on the next attack and crits on the second. Also, it gives you 25 more range for both of these auto attacks. And finally, your ultimate is Grand Challenge. It reveals all 4 vitals of your enemy, and when you proc all 4 or the enemy dies with you proccing at least 1, you get massive AoE heal for you and your allies. It lasts 2 to 5 seconds, depending on the number of vitals you proc. Okay, so before the combos, you need to know about your parry and what it works and doesn't work against. Now you probably think, what does he mean it doesn't work against? Well, there are some abilities that hard CC you and you can stun the enemy back if you block them. First up is Victor's W. You know that if you stand in it for over 1.5 seconds, you get stunned. Well, you actually can't parry that stun and stun him back. You won't get stunned if you time it correctly, but for some reason it just says spell immune and doesn't give you the stun parry missile. Now why is this interaction still working like this? I don't know. There was actually even more abilities that you couldn't parry the stun off and stun the enemy back, which were the Cannon's passive and Braum's passive. But they fixed that like 3 years ago, so yeah, I guess they just forgot about Victor's field. Moving on, next unparryable ability is Lulu's Polymorph. Now I never was sure before making this video if it really doesn't stun her if you block it, but yeah, it really doesn't. The only explanation I can think of is that it isn't hard CC and that they classify it as silence, but I really don't know how that makes sense since you can't even attack during the polymorph and during the silence you can. So honestly, if root is hard CC, this should be too. Then we have Yumi's ultimate. Now unlike Victor and Lulu, you can actually parry her third wave and stun the enemy she's sitting on, but you will get stunned immediately after the parry ends on her next wave. This really sucks, since you're almost always gonna be stunned right after you stun the enemy she's on, and it kinda makes no sense. So yeah, let's just hope Riot's gonna change it sometime in the future. The last one is Seraphine, which actually works as it should, but I just thought I'd share this cause it's interesting. So her double E cast stuns you, right? But for her E to stun you, you need to be slowed before her E hits you. Well, because of that, you can stun parry her E if you block both of her E's that hit you. You need to let the first one hit you, then parry the second one in order to stun her. Or if you're slowed before her casting her E, then you can stun parry too. Now in the next segment, I wanted to talk about some of the interesting Fiora parry interactions, which I'm sure that not everyone knows about. First up, we have On's Q. When his pillar comes out, you can use it as a stun. There's not much to say except you can use it for unexpected parry on him. Second up, we have Yorick's Wall. So even though it doesn't stun you, you can stand at the edge of it when he casts it, and because it slightly knocks you back, you can parry it and stun him. They don't expect this in 99% of the games, so it's really a good trick. Then we have Talia's wall. So you probably already know that you can QW into her E, but you can parry her ultimate too. You can aim at her if you think she wants to pass you, or you can aim at someone else in her team that is standing close by. And it's good for catching someone off guard. Now this next one isn't easy to parry. You need to either have a really low ping or predict him casting it, but you should know that you can parry Trundle's pillar too, though if you mistime it, it can be fatal, so I wouldn't recommend trying to do it all the time. You can also slide parry into Soraka's silence, so yeah, just care to Q and parry instantly after, cause you can fail if you get in silence range before you cast the W. Now I don't know if you're all familiar with this, so I wanted to share it. When Shaco places the box on top of you, you can just stand in it and parry the fear if he's close, or just Q away if he knows what you're up to. Most of the time they will get close to you, so you just need to time your parry correctly. If he places the box farther away, you can just remember where it is placed and slide parry into it when you think he won't react with his Q, or if his Q is already on cooldown. You should remember that when he Rs, he keeps the vital on himself and his clone is just starting to get one, so you can always know which one is real just by looking at the vitals. And finally, if his clone is low on HP and you know that your Q is gonna kill him, you can slide parry into it to hit and stun real Shaco as shown in the clip. Alright, so you probably know that you can parry Swain Z, but did you know that if you for some reason didn't parry it in time, you can still parry his passive which pulls you after the root. Not all Swains expect this and most of them always try to pull if they root you, so yeah, remember this when you get hit by it next time. Same thing applies to Renata E. If she hits you with the root, you can still parry her pushing you to the side and stun her. Okay, so you all know that you can parry Urgut C, right? But did you know that you can parry his execute too if you correctly time it? So if you for some reason were sleeping while he was Eing you, you can wait until he Rs you and W when it hits you. It isn't really the most useful parry you can do, but it can't hurt to know. And the final interaction I wanted to talk about is Corki's passive. So, when Corki has his package up, you can block it with parry and stun him, or Q parry into it to stun someone else on his team. It can really change the course of a teamfight, so yeah, remember this when you play against him. That will conclude the champion interactions that I think not everyone knows of, but I also want to talk about map interactions. You can use map in your favor. So with Fiora it doesn't matter if it's champion who CCs you can still parry it whatever the origin might be. So as you all know, when the dragon is hit, he pushes everyone back and starts attacking. Well, Fiora can use this and stun enemies who are nearby. Same thing applies to Herald. When you attack him, he charges at you, knocking you back, so you can use this to stun enemies too. You can also parry him charging at the tower, though it sometimes doesn't work as Herald has many bugs. And lastly, the most important one, plant parry. Let's say you wanna catch someone and see him running towards the blast cone plant. You can slide parry into the plant range and hit him to stun and catch him. This is really useful, so you should definitely remember this the next time you're chasing someone. Now, there is one more map interaction that I thought about and I wondered how come I've never done it in game. So, when the dragon for a soul is revealed, it changes the map, right? And I thought, wait, mountain map has rocks coming out of nowhere, like on Q or Trundle's pillar, it can be parried, right? Well, I wanted to try it, so I hopped in practice tool, and it turns out you can only get infernal map there. Then I asked my bro to get into a custom game and tried to get it, and we actually did the third game, but I failed parrying the rock. Well, we thought, okay, no problem, we will get it in like 3 games again. Jokes on us, the next game we got mountain map was after 20 games. And keep in mind that every game was 10 minutes long to see the third drake that will transform the map. Anyways, we finally got it, and we found out that you can't parry those rocks even though they push you. They even push you through your parry as seen in the clip. So yeah, unfortunately, we lost 4 hours just to find out that it doesn't work, but it was worth it. I had to add one more interaction last minute, which is for all ARAM enjoyers. With the new tower falling feature, you can parry it and use it as a stun. Pretty neat, right? And that was the last of important interactions to know about. Other ones work as you would think. If something hard CCs you, you parry it, you stun them, that's it. I don't think I need to mention them. And yeah, tell me if you think there's some interesting one that I didn't mention, and now let's get to combos. I will split this into 3 different categories: easy, medium and hard combos. First easy combo is Q auto, E auto. This is one of the most common Fiora combos and you can easily pull this off after a couple of games. With Fiora, auto cancels are the key, so always practice to auto E, auto Q or even auto gourd drinker as fast as you can, cause believe me, it will come in handy. You can also W between E1 and E2 if it's needed, and ideally you shouldn't stand in place, you should start walking to the next vital while auto attacking as shown in the clip. Next, a really important easy combo is slide parry. It's really useful to reach enemies running away from you, and you can also do it into the enemy CC, for example Talia Rocks, Veigar Cage, Drink C or Caitlyn Traps. I won't mention every ability you can do this into, since there are a lot of them, but just always have this combo at the back of your head and you will see a lot of opportunities to do it into a dozen of CC abilities. Another easy combo is Gourd Drinker or Stride Breaker into Flash. Really easy to pull off and really useful in some situations. You can use Stride Flash to catch someone or Gore Flash into more people for higher healing. Also keep in mind that the items proc vitals for some extra outplay potential. Last but not least, we have RW, which can save you in really tough situations, so imagine you're running away with low HP, you can RW to slow enemies attack speed or stun them, then try to quickly proc other 3 vitals for heal. It can lead you to some insane outplays where you're the guy from the ambulance meme. Also this combo, paired up with some of the harder ones I will mention, are top tier when you're low on health. Alright, now for the medium combos. Let's start with QW with auto attack in the middle of parry animation. I put this into medium combos cause it is kinda unclear when it works and when it doesn't. To do it, you should Q close to them with auto attack on and W right after. If you succeeded, you're gonna see 2 physical damage numbers and 1 magical. And as I said, it can fail for unknown reasons, so don't assume that you did something wrong if it doesn't work. And of course you can use different combos together. For example, you can QRW, where you mixed Q auto parry combo with RW1. For the second medium combo, we have auto attack flash and Q auto attack flash to proc the vital on the other side. This combo isn't the hardest, but it also isn't the easiest, hence why I put it into this category. You need to consider your attack speed when you're doing it, as having lower or higher attack speed can lead you to mistiming it. It is really useful in close situations or when you just wanna proc the vital on the other side to heal a bit and run faster for high potential of surviving. Also you can use it for unexpected damage to kill the enemy. This can also be used with E, so you can auto attack E flash to proc the vital, which is a key for the hard combos I'll talk about. Additionally, you can use this combo to proc vitals over walls, which can be used if you're diving someone who is guarding the last vital and if you need to get out of the tower range quickly. Last medium combo would be the Q auto E auto on, but just with added Gore or Stride Breaker active. It is a really good burst combo and you should really learn to do it as fast as you can. It is mostly used on minions when you complete Hydra, I would say, for the fastest wave clear, but it can be useful versus champions too. Then we have full R combo. This combo is between medium and hard, so I put it here. It is just a way of proccing your ultimate the fastest without flash. So the idea is to proc the first vital with auto attack, second one with T, third one with Q and last one with T2 or Stride/Gore Drinker active. You can switch Stride with T, but it's all the same combo. Finally the hard combos, and the first of them, fast combo. The reason Fiora players love Fiora is this combo. It gives you immense dopamine hit when you do them, almost like a drug. That's why you might see Fiora mains do it even when it's not needed, just to get that sweet post-fast combo feeling of satisfaction. So, how and when is it done? The best time to do it is if you're low on HP and manage to slow or even better stun the enemy with parry, cause then it's least likely to fail. You can also do it on a moving target, but if they dash or flash, you won't be able to complete it. So, to proc all 4 vitals the fastest, you do auto attack, E, flash, auto attack, Q auto attack. Also you can finish the combo with Gore or Stride active instead of auto attack for some extra speed. And if your E is on cooldown, you can use Stride or Gore instead of it, so auto attack, Stride, flash, Q auto attack. If you didn't need practice tool for the previous combos, for this one you will 100% need it to do it without failing in game. The second version of it requires Prowler's Claw active. I wouldn't really advise to buy it, but it gives you access to incredible combos, so definitely a good for fun build. Now the order of this combo is R, Prowler's Claw, auto attack, E, flash, auto attack, Q. It's not much harder to do than normal fast combo, so yeah, if you learn the original one, you should be able to do this too. There's also another Prowler's Claw fast combo, which I found out about in practice tool. Now I don't wanna say I invented it, but I didn't see anyone's video about it, even though I tried to find if someone else made it. Anyways, because Prowlers can be used with flash to proc vitals, I found about this cool looking combo that you're about to see. So in order to do this, you need to R auto attack, Prowler's Claw, Flash, E auto attack, Q auto attack. I'd say it's the most complicated of fast combos because you're most likely gonna fail if the target isn't stunned. So yeah, it's an amazing looking combo and I'll have to try to do it in game at least once. The less hard combo requires Gale Force, so for a fun build too. You can proc 2 vitals with Gale Force active, giving you the way of proccing them fast without flash. But you can actually proc 3 vitals with Gale Force active if you flash. Yeah, I don't know how useful it is in game for the difficulty of doing it, so I wouldn't really bother trying, but it's nice to know that it exists. So, those were all the combos that the Fiora player has to know, but there's one more thing to talk about and that's walls that you can dash through. I'll also split this into 3 categories, easy, medium and hard walls. I advise to just do easy and medium ones in game and hard ones only if you're a masochist. Additionally, I found a map of walls Fiora can dash through in the Potence modifier guide that you can see on the screen, so just look at it if you're not sure if the wall can be dashed over. So of course let's start with the easy ones. These are the mandatory walls that you shouldn't really fail in game because they're easy to do and you're gonna use them regularly. I won't show me dashing through every single one because there's a lot, so if you're not sure if the wall is easy or not, just look at the Dashable Walls map. Now I would only put one wall into the medium category, and that is the wall next to Gromp. It's definitely not as easy as the ones before, but it is doable after getting used to it. It's really worth knowing to do consistently, because it can be useful catching someone off guard sometimes, so I would recommend learning it. And at last, the hard walls. These walls I wouldn't advise trying to do in real game, because you just need to position too perfectly to do them. I think no matter how much time you put into learning to dash through them, you will still fail a lot. So yeah, if you're willing to put a lot of time into perfecting it, go for it, but I just don't think it's worth it. That would conclude everything I wanted to talk about in this video. Fiora is one of the champions that you can always learn something new with, and you can always master her even more. Even to this day I'm still finding out about stuff that I didn't know before, and that's why it's so fun playing her. You may wonder why I didn't talk about what runes to use in what matchups, but that's because it deserves a separate video and I didn't want this one to be 1 hour long. So yeah, tell me if you wanna see that too. In the meantime, you can check Potence modifier guide, which has all relevant information about runes and builds. Now, to plug myself, if you're interested in more Fiora related gameplay, follow me on Twitch as I will start streaming frequently in a few days, and of course like the video and subscribe to this channel. With that being said, I'll see you guys in future endeavors, take care.